Hi, in this video, we're going to introduce the network layers IPv4, IPv6, and a little bit about routing, just an introduction to the three of these. So let's get started. All right, so let's take a look here at how routing actually takes place. So first of all, we have let's say we have a client computer here and a server computer here, with the client going to be sending a packet to the server. So the client computer in this case is going to build the IP packet. That's what we have right here, the IP packet. So with the application layer, transport layer, TCP, IP, IPv4, IPv6, and then ultimately this gets encapsulated in a data link frame. Let's take a moment and talk about IP. So IP includes both a source, excuse my writing there, and destination IP address. So it's the original source and the final destination. We're going to see that's going to be what the destination address is, what's going to be used by the routers to determine how to forward the packet. Okay. This packet gets encapsulated in a data link frame. So remember, data link is only good for NIC card to NIC card communications on the same network. When the router receives this data link frame, it's actually going to remove the data link header, and then it's going to make its forwarding decision based on information in the IP header, specifically the destination IP address. It's going to look that address up in something called its routing table. Okay, and we'll take a look at this in later videos, excuse my writing there, but in its routing table. In its routing table, it's going to tell it how to forward this packet based on the destination IP address. We'll look at that information in more detail. But as you'll see here, that it will then encapsulate the IP packet in a new data link header and trailer and forward it on to the next router. So in this case, it can't reach the final destination, it just forwards it to the next hop router, where this router again removes the data link header and trailer, and it does the same thing. It will make its forwarding decision by looking up the destination IP address in its routing table. In this case, this router notices by examining its routing table that the destination IP address is on one of its directly connected networks. It's one of its attached networks. We'll talk about that in a later video as well. But it encapsulates it in a data link header and trailer and forwards it on to the host itself. So what's important here is to notice that the routers make their forwarding decision based on the network layer, layer 3, or the internet layer in the TCP IP model. And it specifically looks at the destination IP address, looks that up in its IP routing table. We'll have more videos on this a little later. Okay, so again, let's take a look at this animation here. Another look at the same thing. We can see that it's the host that builds the IP packet with upper layer protocols, including the TCP header and the application header, HTTP and data. Encapsulates it in a data link frame. That data link frame forwards it on from that NIC card of the host to the NIC card of the router on the same network. The router removes the data link header and trailer, and again, looks up the destination IP address in the IP header, looks that up in its routing table. And in this case, realizes that it needs to forward it to the next hop router and goes ahead and forwards it to the next hop router in a new data link header and trailer. Okay, so we talked about this in the previous slide. This is just another look at the same thing. Okay, let's take a look. Let me remove that there. There we go. Let's take a look at the network layer, two network layer protocols, really network layer delivery protocols, and that is IPv4 and IPv6. So here, notice I am, let me get my pen here, there we go, calling these network layer, that's the OSI term. And here we're looking at it via the TCP/IP protocol suite, and it's called the internet layer. Okay. So same layer, just different terms, different models. But here we have IP, Internet Protocol, and there's two versions of the Internet Protocol. There's the new version that where we are transitioning to, which is IP version 6, and then the legacy, older version that is still current, will be current for a while, and I'll be talking about these in an upcoming video in this playlist, but in IP version 4. All right. Okay, I hope this helps you understand a little bit about the beginning of routing and a little bit about IP. And we're going to talk a lot more about routing and IPv4 and IPv6 in upcoming videos.